So today I'm going to try to keep my hands out of the video frame moving forward from here. And I will try to avoid messing with my hair too much. I think that shouldn't be as difficult because it has been 2 days now without a shower. So it's a little bit heavier. Kind of doesn't move around as much. Whatever, I don't know, it's kind of gross probably to say. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about working while trans, part kind of 2. I think maybe this is part 3, I don't know. But anyway, basically having a conversation with my manager about the fact that I am trans, because a lot of people have commented on the Facebook posts that, oh, hey, it's great that you work somewhere where people are so supportive and X, Y, and Z or whatever. And the fact is that nobody at work, really with maybe 2 exceptions, people in HR, know that I'm trans. And it's pretty intentional for that, because you can't really go back in the closet once you come out. And being in the being out as trans is pretty different than being out as gay or whatever, I think, because, people understand to some extent homosexuality. People don't necessarily understand to the same extent, if at all, really transsexuality, and then they have sort of other kind of baggage that comes with that. So if I were to be out as trans, then some of my coworkers in the bathroom might be weird about it, or feel awkward. Some of those kinds of things that I'm taking for granted right now, where I'm assumed to be one of the girls, whatever. You're the middle child, you have 2 brothers, like, wow, that must mean you're like, I let people make whatever kind of assumption they want there. But if they knew I was trans and they knew that I've only been full-time for a year, there could be some really potential cool things to come out of that, I suppose, where some coworkers would be like, hey, well, like, have you ever done X, Y, or Z? Like, and kind of maybe some bonding over that. Like I had with my classmates at Vanderbilt. But then the flip side is that you could sort of get that kind of awkward sort of thing or whatever, where maybe the cute guy from user design group doesn't hit on me as much anymore, or flirt, or whatever. Maybe I'm just misreading it, but I think he's a little interested, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I need to have the discussion with her, because in a few months I will be going up to Philadelphia to have my surgical consult with Dr. McGinn. And then in a few months after that, I will have the surgery, so I need to figure out what I need to do. So do I need to use all my vacation days for next year and then say what I have this year and roll it over? Can I use short-term disability? What am I going to do basically for the fact that I need to be out of work basically for 4 months, or 4 weeks rather. And then I also have hair removal to finish, because there's this little patch today that I missed, or the razor didn't get it, and I'm kind of shaving more regularly, I think, than I have before, where maybe it's the hormone doses, or maybe I'm just really trying to keep it clean. I don't know, but, see, I went for my hair there, but I didn't do it, but it's just as bad. Anyway, yeah, so I need to have a discussion with her and be like, hey, is it cool if I work from home this week, because on Wednesday I'm going to have hair removal done, and my face is going to be maybe red Thursday, Friday, I don't know, because using E3000 will be very different than having electrolysis done in a 30 to 60 minute chunk like I always have in the past. So I don't know how long I would need to grow it out for them or whatever, but I don't want to come into the work because I would be outing myself, or and I feel like my manager would be totally cool and comfortable with this conversation, and with what I would be asking her for, especially because I've done really good work on the first 2 projects that I presented to her manager. So, I mean, it's just a matter of having the conversation and saying, well, hey, Lisa, by the way, there's one other thing I want to talk to you about other than what I'm currently working on, and that is, the fact that I was born a boy, or born with a penis, or however I want to say it. Like, yeah, like, it's a good conversation to have. And then, I don't know, like, maybe even beyond that, like, there are those studies that show that people who are more open in the workplace tend to be a little bit more successful, because people trust them. Like, they feel connected to them as well. So it's basically like the gay person who comes in and never talks about his personal life. People will kind of make assumptions or just kind of wonder why, oh, well, I've just shared everything that I did over the last vacation, but we never know what Jim does. Like, why doesn't Jim tell us, anything about him? Like, we don't know really anything about Jim other than he's the IT guy. Like, that would be weird. And that's why Jim will not necessarily get that same promotion that, the straight dude next to him or the open and out person next to him would potentially get. So, I don't know that it's going to hamper my career in terms of promotions. I don't think it would, just because I'm in the MBA track or whatever. But I do think that, to some extent, like, it can make sharing with my peers weird. So, I mean, like, instead of sharing travel stories or whatever, I can share personal stories. I don't know. I have to figure it out.